welcome back, VC. I'm going to hop into another pile of records that are, was listened to right around the same time as the last pile. I've got another two piles. I got plenty to talk about in the next month, year. So let's get right to it, because I made a bunch of announcements last video. And I want to get right to talking about records on this one. This is Fool's Harp Volume 1 by a project called Fools. One of my favorite discoveries of this year, but it was originally released in 2020. Found it through exploring the Music from Memory label. One that I know that Fred, Big Star 1000, has talked a lot about it, as well as many of you. Alex Motoric 247 helped me find this because this is pressed in the EU, but all of the copies that had come to the US were gone. However, Alex has an account with Soundome, and he was able to order it from Soundome, who still had it. So I was able to sort of hop on that train and not have to pay up for it, just pay the normal price for it. So who is this? Well, first of all, it's Music from Memory number 47. Very nice, very lovely design and sleeve. But this is Christopher Bear from Grizzly Bear. Yeah, a band that you all know, who I at the time had a sort of dalliance with. I liked some of their records, but kind of fell out of favor for me. Always interesting, though. But Bear is the drummer, I think, in that band. Anyway, this is all him doing all kinds of different... he's kind of going for a fourth world sound. A Hassel sound. He's playing Wurlitzer, a variety of different synths, an omnichord, kalimba, vibraphone, guitar, bass, drums, congas, and much percussion. This is a very mind-expansive record. Very natural. This is really cool. If you like some of those, even those early 80s composers, I'm thinking about J.D. Emanuel or Hassel. We'll just stick with Hassel. My brain is not firing where it should be for other comparisons, but we're going to listen to it, and so you'll get the idea. Fool's Harp Volume 1. I guess there's a Volume 2. I didn't even check. Maybe I should check. Maybe there's one coming. On the Music from Memory label from 2020. We're going to go into a box set. I did a box set last time. We'll do one more this time. Yeah, I've had this for a bunch of... 2 years. Tolerance. Vinyl on Demand. They've since been breaking out the actual records from this and releasing them independently. Maybe I won't open the whole thing up, but I've finally really given this a pretty deep listen. On the VOD label, the Japanese, really an experimental project. Maybe you could say a throbbing gristle type sound for Japan. These are repressings of their records, including a bonus single and demos. These are very, very rare, pricey albums to find original Japanese pressings. This is one of the two original releases. And Tolerance Anonym is their first album. You're talking $500-$600 if you feel like doing that. But it's a lot of synth, vocal, sort of treated guitar, or kind of more of a no-wave sound, I'd say, more than an industrial sound. But from 78 to like 81 is when these records came out. Really great pressing from VOD. I mean, VOD's been discussed, with the David Toop monster. They do great work. I mean, they really do. I don't know if this is still available. It could be. It could be. But I really like this. I wasn't totally sure if I loved it, but there's a time and a place where I'm going to feel like this is a good thing to listen to. I'll drop a track or so to in a DJ set or a radio show set where it sort of makes sense. These are the kind of thing that you got to kind of piecemeal these records out, because these are intense. These are intense listens. And I'd say if you are into like the more forward-thinking post-punk records, the stuff that has nothing to do with punk really, just came out at that time, you should check this out. I think this is cool stuff, very interesting. And if you like Japanese avant-garde, if you like the PSF label, if you like that Vanity label, which did a bunch of other things, you should check out Tolerance. But yeah, maybe look for some of the records individually and see about buying just the records themselves, because they've since been releasing them as, you know, individual records. So, tolerance box. I will now file it. Here's one. I don't think I've shown this, but it's the unfortunately named Rapeman. 2 nuns and a pack mule. Steve Albini's group following. It's following Big Black. Was it while Big Black was still happening? No, I forget. But it is on Touch and Go, of course. Yo Mo. I like this better than Big Black, frankly, but it's more a Big Black sound than a shellac sound. The year on it is, yeah, this is the original pressing too. I don't think people have really given it a fair shake because of its stupid title or stupid band name. So it's got to be 87, 88. I don't see it in front of me, but Kim Gordon's Panties. Okay. Also, just got paid. Okay. ZZ Top covers on here. It's a good blistering record. It really feels like a better version of Big Black to me, but really in a sense it kind of is like a Big Black. Yeah, this popped in Anger Mom. Anger Mom's been getting nice collections lately. So I recorded entirely in Chicago. Does it have the date? Whatever. We put it in. It's got this die cut kind of cut out there. Okay, if you like that harsh drum machine, the loud vocals of Albini, you know, pulverizing guitars, you're getting it on this record for sure. Great stuff, though. Just wish the name wasn't what it was. The X and Brass Unbound. Dutch band, The X. So my friend Kevin, who I work with, first showed this to me. He's a fan of anything that has to do with brass and punk, so he played this for me, and I've been looking for it since. It's completely never in the US. Also, Dave the VC Ambassador found it. I think he found it in the US, but this is like a who's who of free jazz, modern free jazz, Scandinavian free jazz with The X, Mats Gustafsson, baritone sax, Ken Vandermark, tenor and baritone sax, Walter Verbos, trombone, Ray Paci, trumpet, along with The X. It's what it sounds like. If you know what The X sounds like, that sort of, you know, minimal punk with brass. This is super fun. It's from 2013. I forgot it was that old, but it's on the X Records label. Just plain labels, basically. Awesome. I got this internationally. I forget. It was like 10 euro, but I forgot what it came from. What was the sort of record that it was? I tacked it on to. But check it out. Maybe you'll find it. If you're in the EU, I would grab this. This is super good. I mean, what's not to like brass and stripped down punk, right?
Everybody's different, everybody's strange. I can only be safe when I'm completely enslaved.
This is one that has nothing to do with that. 30-year band. I bought this from the Plastic Oddments. Alex, Motor 24/7's shifting Instagram profile, record shifting, on the Harvest label. No boxed EMI, so that's the first. This is a folk record, an English folk record, but it really navigates a different space. It navigates a trees kind of space. Yeah, not quite a Comus, but it's in that ballpark. Lovely laminated sleeve. You know, they're coming from the avant-garde perspective. This is their second album. This is the one I was looking for, really. The first album didn't quite register to me. This is the one that sort of was weirder. That's what I want. What else can I tell you? This one, admittedly, another one that's only spun once. So more to come, hopefully, if I ever get through all of my 2023 records. I always love the Harvest label. 30-year band. They did do a bunch more. A soundtrack to, what was it, that got much more attention and had a bit of a sort of notoriety to it. What's the title on this? Did I tell you? Is it self-titled? I believe it is self-titled. Yeah, 30-year band from 1970. Right along. Here's one I've shown before, but I've been getting into it again because I wanted to buy one of their other LPs. New Zealand percussion ensemble. From scratch, perform the Rhythm Works. I love the sleeve design. This is technically a private release, self-released. They do a lot with PVC tubes, as you can see. So, like pre-Blue Man Group, you know. Buttery has shown the other record, or there's a few other records. I really would like to get those, and I was sort of peeping those, but then I decided I should play this again. Yeah, this is good. I mean, it's percussion. It requires some patience. It requires a different mindset. I just find percussion records great, you know, in general, because it's a different kind of ambient, you know. It's a different kind of scene setting that you get. It requires you to put a different hat on when you're listening. So I love it. And we'll see if I corner the other ones. They're not that much. This wasn't that much. Here's one I posted on Instagram, and this is, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I am going to be looking for more records on this label and this artist. Pole, the French Pole, Inside the Dream. This is mid-70s, 1975 to be exact. The original French pressing. I got this in Italy with a few other records, which I'll get to another time. And this is just spellbinding. This is one that we discussed. It was discussed with some fellow VC buds, and when I've been earmarking. Now, Pole is the work, sort of a little bit mysterious. Paul Putti. All the arrangements and acoustic effects, and that's what the first side is. Inside the Dream, it's sort of a long, languid acoustic, almost like a Fahey, but in an otherworldly kind of position. And then you have synthesizer adding on the second side. Now, Pole is a label. It's a French label, too, as well as this artist. And I believe Paul Putti might have been behind a lot of the records, or definitely released them on his label, but also was a producer, from what it sounds like. And it's a short roster, but it's all interesting stuff. And I will be looking to collect this label. So if anyone's got any other leads on any Pole records, let me know. I'll put in a sample. This is it's just the right vibe for me right now. You know, out there, experimental folk. I mean, what else can I say? Awesome. Yeah, we'll be hopefully seeing more Pole records, Pole label records, and the other Pole album I'm looking for, specifically from that artist Pole. Here's one on the Takoma label. J.B. Smith. I'm trying to collect the original black Takoma labels. This is all from an inmate, J.B. Smith, captured in 1965 by Bruce Jackson. Yeah, it's all sort of a cappella. So, not one I'll listen to a ton, but I am trying to corner all the original Takoma black labels. That's been my thing. I'm a few away still. Close. Maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, not much else to say. I believe this has the booklet. Like Folkways, most Takomas had booklets, although they're not like Folkways, like they're always there though. So there's a booklet with the Takoma catalog. Yeah, from '66. The notes are cool. It really gives you a history of what was going on and his lyrics or words. Talks about meeting him and sitting in the prison with him. J.B. Smith. There's a different pressing of this with different labels, but I specifically wanted the black label. Ever since I have been a man full grown and 2 other prison songs sung unaccompanied, just like you'd think. So, part of the Takoma collection. So I'm happy to have that. And this was a good deal. This is being asked for upwards of $100, and I got it for like half. So, nice enough shape with the insert. Awesome. I've been going through my Miles records, and it's funny that I showed this, and Steve Carlson, you showed it. Who was the other person that showed it? Was it? Yeah, I forget. It's someone else. Maybe it was Fred. Big Store 1000. Get Up With It. Miles Davis, one of my favorite Miles records. Columbia labels. 1974. This is super good. It features him playing other, organ, a bunch of organ, but you have all kinds of collaborators on this. I won't go into all of them. Some of my favorite stuff is the first few sides with organ and Sonny Fortune, Pete Casey, Al Foster, Dominique Gaumont on guitar. Herbie Hancock is on a few of this. I mean, it's kind of like the best who's who of Miles 70s stuff. But there's really ambient music to this, as well as Miles' sort of divisive sound, you might say. But mostly, more, I would say, along the lines of Big Fun, a little more palpable, a little more sort of easy to take in, not a Dark Magus. Double LP. This one, I mean, finally... I've been waiting for a cheap, clean copy. Angry Mom. This is around $25, so sweet. Actually, about $20, so I was happy to find this for that. It's Miles, man. Here's one you probably won't expect. A couple of my final 2 records here are going to be kind of funny. Jeannie C. Riley, Harper Valley PTA. Why do I have this? Well, this was in the dollar bin, and it's maybe a $5 album. Nice shape on the Plantation label. Of course, features one of the biggest songs of the 1960s, Harper Valley PTA. I love the arrangements and the sort of backbeat, the sort of session. I'm assuming it's the Wrecking Crew. But she had the hit, so that sort of produced the album. And the whole thing, it's got a country funk thing to it. I think this even got a repress, like a reissue, like a modern reissue, but a clean copy, why not? But pulled it out of the dollar bin at Angry Mom. And I just couldn't resist. I just love this. Good cover. You can even subscribe to the Jeannie C. Riley International Fan Club if anyone wants to. There it is. Yeah, this is just the backbeat and the sort of rhythm to this. It's almost like breaks worthy, I think. Yeah, I like it. No, I'm keeping it. I'll keep it. I mean, why the hell not? Plantation label. I think this is like 67 or whatever. But Harper Valley PTA, the LP. And the last one is The Sound of Hinduism, Om, by the English philosopher, and we'll say meditation expert, Alan Watts, on the Warner Brothers label. This is a cool, it's his yoga LP. Why not? This is on the green Warner Brothers labels. And it features his narration, spoken word over, Eastern sounds. Simple as that. And he talks about the nature and sort of ideas of the Om, and something I'm certainly interested in. This is from 67. Is it 67? I think it is. Alan Watts. This is pretty cheap, 10 to 15 bucks. You can find this one. Lovely. I just, I like to sort of sit back and let this one wash over me. Alan Watts has the This Is It record. I have a reissue of a pretty rare album that features some very aggressive aspects, and I don't know what the deal with that is, but it's credited as one of the earliest psychedelic LPs. There's some strangeness to it. It's from 62, I think. 63 Numero Group reissue is available if you're interested in that, but this is what he would do a few years later. And there's some other yoga-esque records from around that time that I think are private presses, or at least some of them are private presses. But the British philosopher Alan Watts, cool one.
Listen. Listen down. Down into that sound. What is it? A current of air? Vibrating vocal cords? Your own eardrums? Something running in your head? It's all of these, but go still deeper. This sound is you vibrating.
All right, that's the pile I got. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed all those. I got plenty more to get to. See ya.